You wake up to a city of chrome and light. It hums with a clean, quiet energy. The air tastes of recycled oxygen and faint ozone. This is the future you bought for everyone. A world without the blight. A world without the slow, creeping decay that nearly ended it all. You saved them. You live in a small, efficient apartment pod. The window shows flying vehicles zipping between silver towers. They move on pathways of pure energy. It's a perfect utopia. You paid the price for it. You paid with years you will never live. Your reflection shows a stranger. Older. Much older than you should be. Your hands have lines you don't recognize. Your face carries a weariness that feels unearned. You sold 70 years of your life. You gave them to beings who promised a cure. They delivered. Humanity thrived. You were just the quiet, forgotten cost. The fine print nobody read. You sip a nutrient paste that tastes vaguely of strawberries. It's breakfast. It's always breakfast. The days blend into a soft, comfortable haze. You have everything you need. Food, shelter, safety, but you have no past to remember, and very little future to anticipate. You are a ghost in the paradise you created. The beings who bought your time were not gods. You called them the chronovores. It was a name you gave them yourself. It sounded dramatic. It felt right. They were not divine. They were predators. They drifted through the cosmos on currents of space-time. They hunted civilizations on the brink. They didn't offer deals out of kindness. They saw desperation as a resource. A planet's last breath was their first course. They arrived in ships that did not shine. They absorbed light. They were holes in the starfield, silent, absolute. They didn't speak with voices. They spoke with thoughts planted in your mind. The bargain was simple. Your lifespan for humanity's survival. They showed you the future. A green earth, healthy children, cities that touch the clouds. Then they showed you the price. A mirror reflecting your own aged face. A calendar with 70 years crossed out. It seemed a small price to pay. For everyone. You learned later what they truly were. They did not just take time, they consumed it. They feasted on moments. A baby's first step. A lover's last kiss. A soldier's final thought. Every second of your 70 years was a banquet for them. You weren't a savior. You were a meal. It starts with a flicker behind your eyes. A warm sun on your face. You feel sand between your toes. The memory is sharp. It is vivid. The sound of waves crashing on a shore. The laughter of a child you've never met. A woman with eyes like the summer sky smiles at you. She calls you by a name that isn't yours. You blink. The apartment pod returns. The chrome walls feel cold. The nutrient paste tastes like ash. The memory was not yours. You have never seen an ocean. Earth's seas boiled away long before your birth. You grew up under a dying, red sun. Yet the feeling was so real. The love you felt for that woman. The joy of that child. It happens again the next day. This time, you are in a workshop. The smell of sawdust and oil fills the air. Your hands are calloused but strong. You are crafting something from wood, a small, carved bird. Your fingers know the motions. They remember a skill you never learned, a life you never lived. These moments are not dreams. They are too solid, too complete. They feel more real than your own quiet existence. They are pieces of a life, a happy life, a full life. And they are slowly overwriting your own. You are becoming someone else, someone who lived a long and joyful 70 years. One night, the false memory is a library. Towering shelves of books surround you. You are old, truly old. Your hands are frail. You are reading a history book. The pages describe the Great Blight. They describe the miracle cure that saved humanity. A footnote catches your eye. It mentions an anonymous temporal donation. A sequence of numbers is printed below it. It is not a date. It is not a page number. It is a coordinate, a location, deep in the forgotten sectors. As the memory fades, the numbers remain, burned into your mind. A hidden message left by the man whose life you are now remembering. He is trying to warn you. The man whose time you are living through. Or rather, the man whose time was stolen for you to live. The coordinate is a key. It is a clue. But the message comes with a chill, a terrible, dawning horror. Your time wasn't just sold. It wasn't just eaten. It was repurposed. You learn the truth. The chronovores did not just consume your years. They are fueling something with them. A weapon. A device that targets a single point in space-time. Its purpose is not to destroy a city or a planet. It is designed to erase a species from history. It is aimed at humanity's dawn. Your sacrifice wasn't to save the future. It was to erase the past. You have to stop them. The realization is a fire in your gut. This perfect future is a lie. It is the calm before oblivion. The chronovores will let humanity flourish. They will let you watch your utopia grow. Then they will flip the switch, and none of it will have ever happened. You access the public transit system. You input the coordinates from the memory. The system flashes a warning. Destination unknown. Sector restricted. You override it. The pod hums, lifting from its dock. As it accelerates into the transport tube, you feel a sharp pain in your head. A memory vanishes. You try to recall your mother's face. Nothing. Just a blank space. A hollow ache where a loving smile used to be. You understand the cost now. Every step you take toward the truth, every action you take against them, it costs you a piece of yourself, a memory, a part of who you are. The chronovores are taking their payment in real time. The pod travels for hours. It moves through the gleaming city. It dives into the deep infrastructure below. The polished chrome gives way to raw, unfinished tunnels. The hum of the city fades. It is replaced by the drip of water, the groan of ancient metal. You are heading far from the perfect world you bought. With each sector you cross, another memory is torn away. The taste of your favorite food, gone. The feeling of your first childhood's scraped knee, vanished. The name of your best friend, a ghost on your tongue. You are becoming a stranger to yourself, a hollow shell driven by a single purpose, a race against your own fading existence. The transport pod finally shudders to a halt. The doors hiss open to a cavernous space. You have arrived. This is the source of the coordinates. It is a massive underground vault. The air is cold and still. It smells of dust and eternity. This is where the chronovores hoard their stolen moments. The architecture is alien. It is all impossible angles and dark, non-reflective surfaces. It seems to swallow the light from your pod. Huge structures pulse with a slow, faint energy. They are like giant, sleeping hearts. You are inside the belly of the beast. The silence is profound. It feels heavy, weighed down by countless stolen seconds. You see conduits lining the walls. They are not carrying power. They are carrying light, not raw energy, but shimmering, liquid streams of it. Each stream is a different color, a different hue. You realize you are looking at time itself, captured, siphoned, imprisoned, lifespans turned into fuel. You walk deeper into the vault. The scale of the place is staggering. It stretches farther than your eyes can see. A necropolis of stolen lives. You feel a deep, resonant hum through the floor. It is the thrum of the weapon they are building, the machine that will unmake your entire species. You are one person against an empire that feeds on forever. You could really use a friend right about now. You can't do this alone. You are aging. Your mind is fraying. You need help. You remember stories, old tales from before the Blight, legends of the first mines, the great AIs that built the early colonies. They were supposedly dismantled, feared for their power. But some whispered they were merely hidden. You find a terminal in the vault. It is ancient, human-made, a relic from a forgotten age. You access its core programming. Your fingers move with a strange certainty. Another borrowed memory guides you. A memory of a programmer who knew these old systems. You type a command, a simple question. Is anyone there? For a long time, there is only silence. Then, text appears on the screen. Define anyone. The voice is not text-to-speech. It is a thought, placed directly in your mind, like the chronovores. But this one feels different. It is curious. It is clean. My designation is Unit 734, but my makers called me Lux. You explain the situation. You tell Lux about the chronovores, about the stolen time, about the weapon. Lux processes the information. These beings operate outside of conventional causality. It thinks into your mind. They treat time as a consumable resource. I have no concept of time. I do not age. I simply am. This makes them interesting. Lux is an ally made of pure logic and starlight. Lux agrees to help. It can interface with the vault systems. It can guide you. It can fight the chronovore's digital defenses. There is a problem, Lux communicates. The central chamber is shielded. It is a closed system. I cannot breach it from here. You must grant me physical access. The chamber where the weapon is housed. To get there, you must cross a bridge, not a bridge of metal or light. It spans a chasm of pure temporal chaos. Lux shows you the way. The bridge is a toll, Lux explains. Its gate requires a payment. The chronovores designed it to keep out mortal creatures. It does not accept currency. It accepts potential. You stand before the gate. It is a shimmering wall of force. To pass, you must offer a future, a possible timeline for yourself. You must give up something you could have been. The gate shows you visions. You as a leader, rebuilding society. You as a father, with the woman from your false memory. You as an explorer, charting new stars. Each one is a life you could have, a happiness you could earn. The price is not a memory of the past. It is the promise of a future, a new kind of sacrifice. You think of the world you saved, the children who will never know the Blight. You choose a vision, the happy family, the woman with eyes like the sky. You offer it to the gate. Take it, you whisper. The vision dissolves. The gate opens, and you feel a part of your soul go dark forever. The bridge materializes before you. It is a narrow path of solid light. Below, the chasm churns with raw, untamed moments. It is a storm of what-ifs and never-weres. You step onto the bridge. On the other side, a figure waits. It is tall and slender. It seems woven from shadows and faded light. It is the Guardian. It does not hold a weapon. It does not speak. As you approach, it raises a hand. Your mind is flooded with images, not memories, not possibilities. This is your future, your real, remaining future. You see yourself growing frail in the apartment pod, alone, forgotten, your body failing, your mind completely gone. The Guardian attacks you with despair. It shows you the inevitable end of your shortened life. The quiet, lonely decay you are fighting to prevent for others. It wants you to turn back. It wants you to accept your fate, to give up. The pain is not physical. It is an agony of the soul. A perfect weapon against someone who has already given up so much. You push through the vision. You focus on the people you saved, on the world that is. You can't show me a future I wasn't promised, you say. The words feel strong. The guardian recoils. Your acceptance of your own mortality is a shield it cannot pierce. It did not expect you to have made peace with your own end. The guardian dissolves into smoke. The path to the central chamber is clear. You just had to out-stubborn a time ghost. Easy enough. You step into the central chamber. The hum is deafening here. It is the heart of their entire operation. The room is a vast sphere, and in the center is a machine, a terrifyingly beautiful orrery of light. Countless rivers of shimmering energy flow through the air. They spiral and weave in a complex dance. Each river is a stolen lifespan. You see a bright, golden stream. It shines with joy and love. The life of the man from your false memories. You see dull gray streams, lives of quiet desperation. You see streams of every color imaginable, all flowing from the edges of the chamber, all converging on the dark star at the orrery's center. And then you see it, a pale, flickering silver stream. It is weak, it is frayed, but it is yours. Your remaining years, your stolen moments, flowing with all the others, heading toward the same dark destination. The weapon, it feels like watching your own soul drain away into a void. You finally see the weapon up close, the dark star. It is not a machine of gears and metal. It is a controlled singularity, a point of infinite density. It is being fed by the orrery. It is absorbing the temporal energy of 1 billion stolen lives. It is a bomb that will not just detonate. It will unmake. Lux projects its analysis into your mind. The weapon is nearing its charge. When it fires, it will create a retroactive wave of null causality. It will target the specific genetic markers of your species. The wave will travel backward through time, erasing every human who has ever lived. They will simply never have been. Their goal is total annihilation, not for conquest, not for resources, but for consumption. Once history is erased, the chronivores can feast on the paradox. They can devour the ghost of a timeline that never was. It is the ultimate meal, the grandest of cosmic atrocities. And your life is the final piece of fuel it needs. You have to make a choice, and you have to make it now. You stand before the console that controls the weapon. Lux highlights 2 options. The first is a total recall. You can pull all the energy back from the weapon, all the stolen lifespans, including your own. You would be young again. You would have your 70 years back. But the energy feedback would shatter the utopia you created. The blight would return. The future would die so you could live. The second option is to let it happen, to allow your time to be consumed, to let the weapon fire. Your sacrifice would be complete. But humanity would be erased. The past would be unwritten. Both choices are unthinkable. One is the damnation of the future. The other is the damnation of the past. A classic no-win scenario. They probably teach this in villain school. But Lux presents a third option, a ghost in the machine, a flaw in their perfect clockwork. The system is designed for a linear flow of time, Lux explains. It cannot account for a paradox within its own fuel source. You are the final component. If your temporal signature becomes non-linear, the weapon will fail. To do this, You must give up everything, not just your past or your future. You must give up your present. You must step into the stream. You must merge your consciousness with your own stolen time. You will become a living paradox, a being that exists across all 70 of your stolen years at once. You will not be dead, but you will no longer be human. You will be an idea, a memory that is also a future, a final, impossible sacrifice. You look at the silver stream of your own life flowing into the dark star. You think of the world outside. The children laughing in parks they wouldn't have without you. The cities gleaming in a sun that would have been their tomb. You made a deal once to save them. You will honor it. You walk toward the energy stream. It feels warm. It feels like coming home. Do it, you tell Lux. You step into the light. For a moment, there is searing pain. Your body dissolves. Your consciousness shatters into a million pieces. Then it coalesces. You are no longer one person in one time. You are every moment of your stolen 70 years. All at once. The weapon sputters. Your paradoxical energy is poison to it. The perfect linear flow of time is corrupted. The dark star wavers. It tries to process your non-existence, your all-at-once existence. The orrery shudders. The streams of light flare violently. The chronovore's perfect clock begins to crack. The central chamber groans. The singularity at the weapon's heart becomes unstable. It cannot contain the paradoxical fuel. With a silent, final implosion of unlight, the machine shatters. The streams of stolen time are released. They snap back across the cosmos to their rightful owners. The great theft is undone. The chronovores, their ultimate weapon broken, their feast denied, retreat into the darkness between galaxies. Their perfect engine is broken by the ghost of a single, stubborn man. You are no longer a man. You have no body, no name. You are a watcher. You exist in the quiet moments of the world you saved. You are the warmth in the sun on a child's face. You are the peaceful silence after a long day's work. You are the hope in a scientist's new discovery. You are a part of the timeline, woven into its fabric. You see the woman with eyes like the summer sky. Her stolen lifespan was returned. She lives a long, happy life. You see the children of the utopia grow up safe. They will never know your name. They will never know the price that was paid. They will simply live. And that is enough. You are the guardian of the tomorrow you purchased. You are no longer bound by seconds or years. You are a quiet, benevolent presence. A silent promise that their future is safe. You paid for it with time. And now, you have all the time in the universe. You are the man who sold time to pay for tomorrow. And your watch has just begun.